Going on, folks? It's your main man, Mr. Council. Saturday Motivation. You know how we do. Not your Saturday, because Saturday is the day that's uniquely your own. Most people working 9 to 5, so by the time they get to Saturday, they feel it's necessary to take their foot off the gas. For most artists, creators, and business minds, know this Saturday's the day to put your foot on your gas and handle your business. Episode 101, man. I'm so excited to be back with you again. It's just amazing, this run that we've been on together. Please make sure you hit that like button coming in the door if you appreciate what I've been doing. Make sure you try to share these videos, download them, revisit them at certain times. I oftentimes find myself revisiting these videos because oftentimes I don't remember a lot of what I said in real time because, like I said, I feel like God is speaking through me. And so I let him do his thing. One thing that he put in my mind this week is something that I discuss all the time, but always needs to be reframed and revisited, and that's about discipline. Discipline is everything. I made up this quote the first year I started teaching in 2003. It's been a minute, man. I started teaching in 2003, and I made up this quote my first year teaching called "Discipline is the key to success. Hard work and sacrifice will take care of the rest." Because I wanted to instill in the minds of my students that hard work and true effort is what gets you places in life. And throughout my journey, God has taught me that more and more. What you have to understand is most people expect life to come to them. We hear this saying called "wait on the Lord," and people take that literally. And just because you believe in God, and just because you've taken steps towards, a better path in life, doesn't mean that the work stops there. When people say "let go and let God," that means let go of the worry that what you're doing is going to become successful. They don't mean let go of the responsibility of the work involved. And that's what most people don't understand. Discipline will change your life. I'm in the middle of a weight loss journey. I'm trying to get my health together. And throughout this journey, it's been difficult. And most people will frame it like all you have to do is take one step, just start walking. True weight loss is difficult. And unless you've been through it, unless you're actively doing it, you have no idea. One thing I don't like to do is listen to people who've never had to go through something like that because they don't understand the mindset of a person that has to deal with it. But what you need to understand is the discipline and the effort that you put in is going to equal your results. The discipline and effort that you put in is going to equal your results. So if you're not getting the results that you want to see, it's because of the type of work that you're doing. And even if you feel that you are working hard, it doesn't mean that you're doing what you exactly should be doing to accomplish that task. And so you might have to change something about your approach, but you also have to understand you're probably going to have to put in more work. And that's what most people are afraid of. People are afraid of the work. Oftentimes people are lazy. We are lazy. I've been lazy. So I'm not saying this as an indictment on people. This is an indictment on me as well. I've been lazy in a lot of areas of my life, but I've also put in discipline in certain areas. In the areas of my life that I've been disciplined in, I'm successful. In the areas of my life where I slack off, that's my result. And so what we have to understand is we have to stop pointing the finger if we haven't gotten to the place in life where we want to be. You have to understand that you have to evaluate your life and what's going on in your life. What are you doing on a daily basis to work towards your goal? See, oftentimes we set a goal, but we're not working at it tirelessly to reach it. And so if years have gone by and we're still not there, we're questioning, God, why haven't I gotten there? It's because you're not putting in the work necessary for what you want. So either you need to scale back what you want or you need to work harder to get it. And most people don't want to understand that. Most people want to look for a scapegoat. They want to look to someone else to point to say that they're the reason why I'm in this situation instead of looking in the mirror. Because even if somebody has some sort of influence over your situation, you ultimately have the power to change that. If it's a situation with a person in your life that's dragging you down, you have the power to remove that person. If it's something that you're lacking willpower in, even though you're weak in that area, you still hold the power. So you can't blame anybody else. And oftentimes we think we have the power to do these things ourselves. So when you let go and you let God, you have to let go not of the responsibility of the work, but understanding that with this work and with God walking with you, you will reach your goal. But you're going to have to cut out some of the things in your life. You're going to have to cut out the sweet snacking. You're going to have to cut out the late nights out with friends. You're going to have to cut out the wasted time watching hours and hours of television or being on your phone for hours and hours and hours. One thing that's great now is that they send me this thing on my phone where you can where it says where it records how many hours of the week that you spend on your phone. Now, if you're not using your phone for some sort of business and it's just purely social pleasure, and you look and see how much time you're spending a week on your phone, you'll find all the time that you need to put more effort into what you need to do with your life. But most people don't want to see that because they actually don't want to do the work. See, I remember when I was little growing up, they would stand us up in school or stand us up in church, and we would say all the things that we wanted to do with our life. I want to be a doctor. Yeah. I want to be a lawyer. Ooh. It's like, no. It's like, dude, is that really what you want, or are you just saying that so you can impress a group full of people? And that's oftentimes what a lot of people do. We just say things to impress people that really don't care about us in the first place. That's one thing we have to stop trying to do is impress other people. Because at the end of the day, people don't care anyway, because even if you impress somebody with what you have or what you do, they will find a way to hate on you. They'll find something to say about you, to make it seem like you didn't work as hard as you did to get it, or what you did in the past so you don't deserve it. People will find a way to discredit what you do. So if you stop worrying about what people think and understand that it truly doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, then you will be able to focus on you and what you need to do with yourself. See, oftentimes too many people have so-called friends. If you have a group of people in your life that are not feeding you and making you better and not pushing you to be better, those people are not your friends. Those people care nothing about you. But those people are probably the people that you spend the majority of your free time with. People that you go out with to drink and party and socialize and just do nothing sometimes, or just wasted activities. And that's what people are getting themselves to. That's all people search for. They're searching to get to the weekend to waste more of their life. Because if you aren't doing something productive that is going to lead you to a different place, then all it was is wasted time. Because half the time, many of these people are inebriated doing these things. So they don't even remember the quality of the time that was spent. I worked last night till 2 o'clock in the morning, taking people home who were out last night partying for Cinco de Mayo. And there's nothing wrong with going out and having a good time. But if that's all that you do, or if that's what you spend the majority of your time doing, and you still aren't where you want to be in life, then why are you blaming anybody for your problems? Because that's where your success lives. Your success lives in the entertainment of the interactions of you and your friends. Because that's what you're doing more than anything else. And see, people just don't understand. Oftentimes, even when you decide to work hard and work relentless and work more than other people, then it infringes upon their time with you. And so oftentimes people will discourage you from trying to live out your greatness. I've been there. People trying to take all of your time to do what They don't even have a purpose for it. They just want your time. But what you have to understand is your time is yours, and you choose how you spend it, and how you spend it leads directly to your success or lack thereof. So you have to understand that discipline is everything. Discipline will change your life. I'm gonna tell you something. This past week, um, I've been going to the gym and I have a schedule of when I want to go. And whenever my day gets so busy to a point where I can't get there, it really upsets me because I'm just like, I know I'm missing out. I know I'm going to be taking a step backwards by being inconsistent in this way. And it's not even because I'm being lazy, because my schedule is full. My schedule starts at 5 o'clock in the morning and I don't get home till about 8 o'clock at night. And so if I have an extra meeting or a doctor's appointment or have to make up money that I didn't make earlier in that day, oftentimes I really truly may not have that time to go. But I had to stop and think about it. You do have the time. Just because it's late doesn't mean that you don't have the time. So I had a real busy day the other day and I ended up having to go to the gym at 9 o'clock at night. Now, I never go to the gym during that time. If I haven't gotten there by 7, 8 o'clock, it's like, hey man, tomorrow's another day. But I could not do that this week. I was so tired after the day that I had. But when I was on my way home, luckily the gym is right down the street from my house. And I said, I am going to the gym today, no matter what. I made it up in my mind that I was going to go no matter what time it was going to be. As long as it was open, I was going to be there. And I did it for the first time. And I'm going to do that more regularly. The days that my day gets so busy to a point where I feel like I don't have the time, I do still have the time. I just have to take longer than what I wanted it to. See, when you say you don't have the time, you have the time. You just don't want to take the extra time it requires to get that task completed. So we find a way to make an excuse. And I'm telling you, I've done the same thing, so I'm not preaching down to you. I'm trying to lift you up with my words because I know people lift me up with theirs. And if it wasn't for some powerful things that I heard from some intelligent men and women, then I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. So please understand, it's all about what you decide to do with your life that's going to create effective change, long lasting change. And that's what I'm searching for, because once this weight leaves, it's not coming back. Once I find the success in my music and speaking, I'm not going to stop. So please understand, you always have the time. It's just if you making the choice whether you're willing to spend that time, and it might even take overtime. You ever had a job where you work hourly and they give you overtime hours, and you see there are people there that are always trying to leave work early, but then there are people that are always willing to stay late and get extra hours. And then when those people get promoted, you sit back and wonder why you didn't, and it's because you were always trying to leave early. But there was somebody there that was always trying to take an extra shift or work extra hours or lend an extra helping hand to somebody else on the job while you were just there. And because you spent a lot of time there, you feel that or maybe you were there longer than somebody else. So you feel it's necessary for you to be promoted because you just have a lot of years and hours logged in. But somebody else spent less time working there, but were 10 times more effective than you because of their approach to the job. See, we don't want to face that mirror. So please understand, if I can motivate you today, if you are not successful, it is because of your own doing. Discipline is everything. have to understand that. So you have to stop pointing the finger at other people. You have to stop judging your life through the lens of other people's eyes. Because you are not anyone else. You are you. And no, we are not all born into the same circumstances. But how we deal with that is what is going to determine our success. If you're the type of person that's going to keep making excuses, you're going to stay exactly where you are. If you're the type of person that's going to put your head down and put in the work and learn everything you need to learn to be successful in your craft, then you are going to make it. And it's not easy. I need you to understand that. It's not going to be easy. But it's possible. As long as you keep that in the forefront of your mind, not in the back of your mind. You need to keep that in the forefront of your mind because it will give you the energy on days that you don't want to do things. And the more you do things that you don't want to do, the more you will begin to do those things and your life will begin to change. And so people they have this infatuation when I do what I want to do. That's exactly why you are where you are. Because you do things that you want to do only. Instead of putting in the work for the things that you really don't want to do that will serve you the best. I better get off here because I'm dropping too much. But I want to thank everybody for continuing to rock with me. This is episode 101. I'm telling you, God is speaking every week. If you listen to me, you understand that. If you truly listen to me and you got to this point in the video, you understand that I'm speaking truth. It might be things that you don't want to hear. It might be aspects of your life that you don't want to face, but if you are listening to what I'm saying, you know I'm hitting you somewhere in your chest. So please understand that discipline is everything. And you are where you are in life exactly because you put yourself there. The question is, what are you going to do about it? That's my time. Peace to all my people in the struggle.
Let me go. I don't want your love around me anymore, so let it go. Save your sorry and back off me and let me go. Here we go. Please don't talk me and back off me and let me go. Let it go. I don't want your love around me anymore, so let me go. Thursday marks the day we met 8 years ago. On that day I felt I met incredible. Can't tell me she wasn't just for me for sure. She made me feel like I was invincible. Told me I was all she needed, I suppose. Guess all that she needed was my banking info. Found out she's entangled with some other guy. Now I know for 8 years that she told me that. I don't